In a quiet Asheville neighborhood, Miguel Sandoval thought he had found peace restoring classic cars. But when his electric bills mysteriously soared and baseless complaints arrived, he uncovered a shocking truth. His own HOA president was stealing power right from under his nose. What followed was a story of betrayal, cunning revenge, and a community standing up against abuse. This is the story of how one man's fight for justice brought down a tyrant. Stay tuned. Miguel Sandoval was a man who knew precision. At 37, he had traded the structured, formulaic world of aerospace engineering for something far more personal, restoring classic cars. His garage, nestled on the quiet edge of Asheville, was a sanctuary. Here, amidst the smell of oil and the gleam of polished chrome, Miguel found peace. But peace, he soon realized, was a fragile thing. The trouble started innocuously enough. Miguel noticed his electric bill climbing steadily each month. It didn't make sense. He hadn't taken on any new projects or worked longer hours. His tools were the same. His routine had not changed. Yet the numbers told a different story. Something was wrong. Around the same time, Cynthia Whitmore appeared on his doorstep, the HOA president of his neighborhood. Cynthia carried herself with a strict, almost intimidating air. Her blonde hair was always pulled tight into a bun, and her sharp words cut through the calm of the community. That day, she handed Miguel a noise complaint. She claimed his garage was a disturbance to the neighborhood's peace. Miguel knew the complaint was baseless. He had not even run his tools in the evening. What Miguel did not know was that Cynthia had a secret. Each night, around 11, her sleek BMW i4 rolled quietly to the curb near his home. She plugged it into an outdoor outlet on his property using a hidden cable. It was subtle, but Miguel's new security cameras caught every moment. Over weeks, Cynthia had been stealing electricity from him, adding $25 to $30 a week to his bill. The theft totaled hundreds of dollars. But it was more than money. It was an invasion, a betrayal cloaked in the guise of neighborhood order. Miguel's first step was diplomacy. He gathered evidence photos, videos, detailed records. He walked to Cynthia's door, folder in hand, ready to confront her calmly, but she slammed the door in his face. Miguel was not alone in this. His neighbor Nina, a sharp-minded software engineer, had also suffered under Cynthia's reign. Nina had been hit with false landscaping fees, arbitrary fines, and harsh violation warnings from the HOA. Daniel, a retired city inspector living down the street, had similar stories. Cynthia's rule was more than unfair. It was tyrannical. Together, the three hatched a plan. They called it Operation Circuit Cleanse. Miguel rewired the outlet Cynthia used. Connected to it was a pump designed to release a powerful, pungent mix of rancid oil, spoiled food grease, and fish emulsion. It was harmless but designed to send a clear message. At dawn, Cynthia's visit triggered the trap. She was caught coughing and gagging, spraying air freshener inside her precious car, confused and humiliated. The neighborhood watched the incident unfold through live streams, their whispers turning to laughter and shared relief. But the real turning point came 3 nights later, with neighbors gathered, cameras rolling, and phones streaming live. Cynthia arrived again. She plugged in her car, and the trap activated, sending the noxious fumes flooding the vehicle's ventilation system. Cynthia screamed in panic. Her husband, Dr. Whitmore, rushed out, bewildered. It was then that the truth spilled out. Frank, the former HOA treasurer, stepped forward with damning evidence. Cynthia had embezzled over $45,000 from the HOA landscaping contracts by inflating invoices and pocketing the difference. She had abused her position for personal gain, all while pretending to enforce neighborhood rules. The community was stunned. Anger replaced confusion. Voices rose demanding justice. Cynthia's downfall was swift. She was forced to resign immediately. Her husband filed for divorce within weeks. Her luxury BMW was sold at a loss. The HOA began legal proceedings to recover the stolen funds. What was once a queen of the neighborhood had fallen, exposed by her own greed and cruelty. In the aftermath, the neighborhood healed. A new board took control, led by Alma Rivera, a retired emergency nurse known for her empathy and fairness. She banned the use of digital enforcement tools until comprehensive audits were completed. The community planted a garden together, held monthly cookouts, and rebuilt trust. Laughter and conversation replaced whispers of fear. For Miguel, the experience was a lesson in justice. He realized that sometimes justice does not come from courtrooms or confrontations. It can come from clever planning, unity, and the power of truth. Sometimes it requires a bit of poetic justice, like a grease trap that smells like vengeance. This story is a reminder when authority is abused. Document everything. Stand together. And let justice find its way, not with violence, but with resolve and creativity.